Hi and welcome to the Big Assembly Extra. As mentioned, we have employers, apprentices joining us to discuss why apprenticeships are so vital. Now we have someone from the Department of Education join us. We have Andy Daniels. I'm going to introduce you to Andy Daniels. Just tell us a little bit about your job role, and we'll have a little conversation there afterwards.
Okay, so I'm the Apprenticeships and Support and Knowledge Contract Manager for the North and for Midlands. So I liaise with the delivery partners to make sure that schools, education establishments are being put in touch with the correct people, so that delivery partners can go into these schools, have these sessions with the students, and just raising awareness of the benefits of apprenticeship.
This is actually your first big assembly. What are your thoughts on the fact that we've managed to interact with just under 140,000 students?
I think it's brilliant. I think it's effective, it's short, it's snappy. The amount of content as well. I had a look at last year's big assembly. The amount of additional content on there covered a massive range of topics. So yeah, I think it went really well today. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Why do you think apprenticeships are so vital to different economies and different sectors? Why do you think it's such a vital part?
I think the ability to get experience in the field as you're actually studying that. So the information that you learn in your studies, you can then apply to your work. So you're more effective at your work. The more effective you are at the work, the better you can tailor your studying. So you really are focusing on a career path that you can take, you can run with it. You don't accumulate student debt, so you're earning and you're learning. It just seems to be a very, very straightforward choice. If you have an idea of where you want to go, give yourself the tools to get there.
So working on the ASK programme and the ASK contract, okay, you advocate apprenticeships, you help local authorities to push with ASK representatives to talk about apprenticeships. So within the organisation for Department of Education, how vital is apprentices to you guys within the departments?
Very important. I mean, I actually have an apprentice working on the same team as myself, Aidan. So he's actually just coming up to the end of his apprenticeship now. It's good to see how the work that we do, supporting apprenticeships, actually helps him with his own apprenticeship programme. So the work that he does, helping support the delivery partners, he can then apply to his apprenticeship itself, giving him the content he needs to make sure his apprenticeship is passed with appropriate content and appropriate learning to support his work.
Does he work alongside you personally?
He does, yes.
Okay, so do you manage his progress, and do you touch base with him regularly about how he's tracking?
Yeah, I'm his task manager in DFE, and he has the apprenticeship support tutor who I also sort of engage meetings with, so we can both support him, both from the work side from myself and my task manager who also supports him, and from the tutor who supports him and makes sure his progress is where it should be. There's a lot of support around there, both from the work point of view from myself and from my line manager, and from the tutor.
That's one question I like to speak to employers about. How much support do you provide the individual or the apprentice that's on the programme if they're struggling? Is there touch points, or it's just let's have a conversation, let's try and work this out, because you want to, in essence, retain the apprentice? So after, say, an apprentice has been with the organisation, so let's take Aidan, for example, who is currently on what apprenticeship?
He's on business admin.
Okay. What's the progression pathways? Are you advocate for people to stay within the organisation, or?
Well, yeah, he's not so an apprenticeship working at DFE. He is a DFE employee who is also an apprentice. So once he's completed his apprenticeship, he'll still be employed on the ASK team. He will still be working with the various different ASK providers to support them delivering the programme. So it simply means that he will have more up-to-date and more relevant skills to support the role he's doing. And therefore he has the additional knowledge and capacity to be able to push himself further, do more. So the programme benefits, Aidan benefits.
I know that we spoke about apprenticeships, particularly young people, school leavers, college leavers. How much does the Department of Education advocate apprentices? So say if you want to take an apprenticeship, would they back you on that? Would they happily talk to you about that?
Absolutely. I'm actually looking at that myself already. So probably starting this year. And my predecessor, who, when I took this role up, is on his third apprenticeship.
Wow.
So there is definitely support from the Department for Education to enhance the learning of their staff, their competency, because it means that they get a staff who are better trained, better equipped, more skills, more knowledge, and they retain that and deliver that information and that knowledge and those skills into the work.
Brilliant. I think that's been really, really insightful. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I
hope that's given you lots of insight into how different apprenticeships are when it comes to the Department of Education. If you do have any questions, we would please do put them forward. We'll be happy to answer them at a later date. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.